Good morning, everybody. Put up some charts. So, job report is out. Market likes it. Is it meaningful? Well, in the moment, yeah. Market likes it. It's going up. We'll see where it ends the day. That's when we'll know if it was meaningful or not. Um, so you can see the futures looking at where things are here. Um, Getting deep into this resistance. Can it get through the resistance? I, maybe so. Well, of course, so what do we know? But how do we determine the possibility? Is there a void? Yeah, because the wide range bar down, momentum moved, smaller time frame. There's a void. It's coming closer to the resistance. And the way things are moving here, I mean, it might pull back a little, but it looks like it could get to the top of it. At the end of the day, well, we'll see where it closes. The question is, does it close above here? Does it close at the top? Does it close with a topping tail bar? The more or the further it closes into the resistance, the more it will create a belief that it'll keep going up. So, is it meaningful? Yes. We'll see how meaningful it is at the end of the day. And then we look at other markets. I guess kind of the same. It's weaker, but same void. It could go higher. It's not going to go that much higher compared to what is done already. Because if it keeps going up, common sense says it's going to be more sellers waiting up there. And the same thing, if it gets up there, where does it close? And topping tail, big wide range bar. We'll wait and see. Weekly chart, does it close with a bottoming tail bar, which would suggest it's going up, right? If it takes out the high. Again, we have to wait the end of the day, see how things play out here. YM's up decently as well. Into resistance, beginning to stall. And you can see those pivot highs there. So should be some sellers here. We'll see how it's handled. And nice size bar, choppy pullback on the Russell. It's got room to continue higher up to there. And that would be a pretty big bar compared to previous ones. It's corrected down. So we'll see. I want to take a look at these internals. So this is a good place for it to be. I mean, as far as a turn goes, for breadth to be down there. And sentiment has worked off a bit. So I would say it's kind of neutral. My wife would get her phone out of my ear. I would appreciate that. Well, I mentioned during the week that while the markets were chopping sideways, depending on what we look, this chopped down. I said it was normal for this to work its way down, and I explained how it was, how this is created. Two moving averages and I can show you shortly. The advancers minus decliners, two moving averages. If it's under zero, the shorter is under the longer term one. And the distance between those moving averages is what moves it down toward one extreme or the other. So this is the equity. This is the total. And so, look, the best scenarios are when we see markets make turns and sentiment is down here and breadth is down there, because that's when you got the greatest potential for markets to move up over, could be several weeks. We don't have that right now. So that's not my expectation that it'll do it for several weeks, but let's see how today ends before we start thinking too far ahead. Interest rates up a little bit. And so maybe this makes a turn. It goes up a little bit. things will maybe a little bit too good. They're not going to cut a half. They're going to do a quarter. Maybe they start shifting to thinking maybe, things are too good to cut. Time will tell. We'll keep an eye on this. The 5-year moving all the way up. So that's a significant move. And so interest rates going up here. Is it inflation? Is it a demand for money? I think we'll have to look further into that. But maybe this strike thing, prices going up again. I'm not sure. Anyway, um, they're up quite a bit in a short amount of time. That's the 5-year. Here's the 10-year. Same significant move to the upside. And the 30-year actually took out the pivot highs. Well, and the markets are going up while interest rates are going up. I don't know if that's out of sync or not. I'm going to have to look around, think about it. Transports here, they took a dive. So what I would expect to happen, look, if this is all that the economy is in such great shape, which I don't believe that for a moment, not at all. Well, this should be going up and ripping up today. Should see some transportation stocks start moving higher. What people are working? Illegal immigrants? I don't know. People working, maybe they are. Maybe people are working 2 jobs because, the price of meat and eggs are, through the roof from what it used to be. Anyway, so, we'll see what the transports do today. Let's just look at the spiders. Up nicely, gapping up to the top of the range into resistance. So we have a trading range, right? Prices we talked about, will they hold this level? And they did. It was the next level. Now they're gapping up significantly, which makes this here super important to stay above over the next week or two. And the question, of course, will be, how does it handle this resistance? I think it was yesterday, the day before, we had some discussion in the green room about absorbing supply and price patterns and such. So we'll see if this can absorb the supply now that it's up here. So significant gap up. Why do we always check the transports, Juan? Because the transports are comprised of stocks that move people, goods, services, some information. So if you want to know, is the economy doing well, look at the transports, look at interest rates, and that'll give you some insight into that. Okay. Yeah. Crude oil still moving up. Middle East, we all know what's going on there. That's a little bit of an increase in inflation right there. That continues to move up. We could even look at copper. So this, in a large part, moved up as other metals did, and chemicals because of the China stimulus. So, that has to be a help, I would assume, to the U.S. as well. See how that filters out. Gold is down a bit, but this is more of a bullish consolidation after a run up. As always, where does it end the day? Does it violate this pivot? This pivot is not major support. This is major support. This is minor support. There's nothing wrong with gold. It's still bullish, just consolidating. Silver, bullish, top of the range. So here, as you look at this kind of price action, it's kind of sloppy for sure. But it's at resistance. You can see on the weekly chart. Momentum is slowing. So far, it's holding up. We could call that absorbing supply. Right? So as prices absorb supply, bullish price action, eventually it has to lead to them going higher. So this is an observation. That was part of our discussion. We're just observing something. We're not acting on anything. It's an observation, just like an observation is, oh, that went up a lot. Two wide range bars, that's bullish. It should go higher. So that creates a bias, a belief. It's sloppy. This thing's trading quite sloppily, but what we call a self-correcting uptrend. So let's look again here. Spiders, uh, stalled, top of the range. SPX. Now this is interesting. These things have been moving this morning. So I looked at them before the news came out and where they were. So of course they moved up after the news because the markets moved. And so here another interesting point. This is what we'll keep an eye on here today. It's up at resistance. We know that. The strike, so we always look at what we believe to be the extreme. And probably I'm going to guess, I don't have the stats where I've checked it, but it's more than 99% that if you just did these and just left it alone, more than 99% of the time you'd make the money doing that spread. Now, today, the largest open interest is at 5,600. Is it going down there today? No, not going down there today. Is it going down to 5,650 today? Not unless a bomb goes off. No, it's not going down there. But it is possible it could get to 5,800. And that's where the biggest, very big open interest is bets today that it's going to go up there. And so a lot of people have a belief that it could go up there today. Remember, these options are going to expire today. What will happen if it gets there? Right? It's already moved up. If it hangs here and it goes up there, remember the other day when it hit going down, it sold off down there and it ripped right back up again. So what's likely could happen if it takes this out, it'll rip up there and then it's going to come down hard. So we'll see how that plays out today. It's just a thought, but you've got an extreme strike up here, an extreme amount of open interest at the same number, and it's a whole number. So if it was to run up there, I think we'd be able to short futures, short leveraged ETFs for a day trade. I think it's a no-brainer that it's not going down here because remember, it's going to open here. And so, again, there's resistance, but if it can absorb supply a little more up there, and I think it takes it out, I think it's going to run up there. So we'll see how that plays out. And other than that, I mean, just taking a peek around, most things that we've been looking at are just giant messes. So, this is gapping up, retailing. How do they hold on to the gain or not? How does this thing play out? For the next week or so, as we get more information, and is the September, October thing, I'm just thinking as I'm talking here, September and October turn out to be wonderful months. And the Christmas rally, we get coal in our stockings, for the Christmas rally, because the market has kind of done its whole thing. Instead of it going down for those 2 months and then rallying up into the end of the year, it goes up. Well, yeah, well, the presidential election thing yeah, I mean, that's 30 days away, give or take. So, man, I don't know, man. I mean, who knows? The market, that crazy stuff when Trump won in 16, sold off hard. I mean, I think if the Democrats were to win again, I think I think the market would crash only because there's probably going to be violence. I don't know, but I don't think it could be a good thing. And when I hear the poll numbers and I hear that it's like a dead heat, and I don't mean to insult anybody in the room, but what kind of drugs can they be on? What kind of brain damage to want more of the same? You know, I don't get it. I mean, if I don't even want to talk anymore. I get too emotional about it because, there's just too many bad things have happened in these years. And, I guess sometimes things get off kilter. All yours, man.
Good morning. Yeah, a ton of alarms going off here. Posted a bunch of trades that were on our list from yesterday. Let's go through them. Semis is a sector that we were watching yesterday, relative strength. Today's Friday. Happy zero DTE day. It's always zero DTE for the index ETFs, but today equities also, obviously. But the big cap's going to make it hard. Actually, look at Papa Mike alarm went off. We were short this nice relative weakness yesterday, today. So this is kind of telling me this is gapping down because of risk on that people are going after, fangs, high beta, semis, tech. I'm looking up at my fangs. They're all ripping. Um, let's get Raul here first. RHP yesterday. It's sloppy. I don't like the gap fill. We can find much better. EXPE is better. But see this one, whenever you get two highs close to each other, today's Friday. I would wait till it went over Wednesday, and then it looks fine. Because look at it here on the 15-minute chart. If you buy over yesterday's high, you see how that's going to be an unfilled gap resistance. All right, let me go through all my alarms going off here. Intel buy setup. I posted as a put spread, but with this big gap, I think we can be patient, waiting for pullbacks on longs. WDC alarm. See that this is a buy setup. See that Raul, we want fluid retracements, which are relatively equal opens and closes, not gaps, overlapping bars. So WDC over yesterday's high is okay, but I think we can also get a better entry on a pullback. His cousin STX went off, but nothing to do yet. Now see here, I also don't like Wednesday's take. Kind of is telling me that that's going to be a problem area intraday. Gold alarm went off. That's fine. AMAT was a put spread idea. LRCX put spread idea. SMH put spread idea. MU. See, now this is fluid. It's not in a solid, uptrend, rising 20 above rising 50, but it's a pro gap on earnings, fluid retracement, and it's a different type of buy setup. ASML bottoming pattern, that'd be a great 30-minute high. Pizza I just posted from yesterday was on our watch list. See, this is a buy setup. So I like this one actually better, Raul, than that RHP. See, we want also retracement to my V top. I noticed TMOS was weak. Shoot. So that's something's going on with TMOS today. This is one of our longs. It's an early alarm. Stop is Wednesday's low, but that's not a good sign. That's weak. Qualcomm alarm. I don't like this one directionally, but I like it as a put spread. I like all the converging MAs. I like two bullish green inside bars on major support, showing that it doesn't want to go down anymore. So I haven't looked at the numbers yet. But let's do that. Alex Vano was on your list. My alarm went off pre-market, but then it got slammed back down. So let me just reset it. Oh no. I'll reset it 39.70. And these are going to move with the interest rate stuff. That's much as why, but I don't know why it kept up the way it did. All right, MU we talked about. All right, so those are all my alarms that went off pre-market. All right, so now let's just go through this interest list. APOG had earnings, but gap's excessive. HZO said I saw something in the news, they were going to assess, their books in light of the storm. Not Roberta, but I don't see anything there. Yeah, I mentioned that exact same thing. Remember on this breakout? Yet I said the exact same thing. If it can go sideways here, inverse head and shoulder, absolutely. And remember when it started retracing, I said, you don't want it to go much deeper into the shoulder. Remember Meta yesterday? I was contemplating doing a 1 DT put spread that would have worked. Actually coming in a bit hard right now. But I like I said 3 times, don't chase longs here. I think we can get pullbacks. All right, so HCO, I see nothing to do with that pattern. Ribbon had some bad sales data. Look at all these moving averages. Look, here's another example. I could take off the candlesticks and I can tell what's going on here. This short to intermediate had a beautiful bounce within a long-term downtrend. And now the 50 rolled over, the 20's down. Now it's accelerating lower. Look at the angle of the 20 and 50 railroad track. So if I was not looking at candles, I'd say just hold your shorts. I mean, that thing, hold the short until the 20 starts to flatten or accelerate. That's what I would tell you on these MAs. Y'all see that? All right, so has some major support over here, but I think I'm not doing anything with it. Remember save? I think I said yesterday, it looks like it's going to zero. They're having talk about arguing with their bondholders. That's always a negative sign. It means they're running out of money and the bondholders are not liking it. So that's Spirit Airlines piece of garbage. Tomo, I don't know what's making me look at this other than a topping pattern. That would be a great call spread idea if there's any juice in their liquid. WMG got a downgrade, capping under a green bar. That's a short-term top. Down if you're here, this would be a perfect 0 DTE call spread if there's anything at 32. Zim, they run the ports. I was getting political on the ports and everything yesterday. And one thing I forgot to say was that I would have bet anybody $1,000 that it would get resolved before the elections. Biden's going to do whatever backdoor settlement, paying them off. He'll do whatever humanly possible to just, not have this problem ahead of the elections. And they actually did it sooner than I would have predicted. But I don't know why this thing's gapping down. Man, that's a crazy round trip. This is a Bear Island reversal. These are powerful signals. When you have a void. We talk about these when we do the MT live on classical patterns. That's a Bear Island reversal. A meta I talked about, maybe a zero DTE. These, let's see, I talked about Reddit when Greg was talking. I just saw go by the ticker. And so I said, oh, buy set, sloppy buy setup, range expansion and golfing, gap up, put spread. You see how easy that is to find trades? I mean, of course, we scan for them and you all give them to me and we have our usual suspects and on and on. But I just found that by looking at it go by on the ticker. So it's not, I don't like it as a directional, but I love it as a put spread. Oh, AMBA alarm just went off. Not Amber alert, Amba alert. Okay, so that's good to go. All right, I don't need SMHs. I'll put that there. Delta 20, asking about the old D-Dog. It's an inverse head and shoulder. It's a sloppier one than Google has a cleaner void. You got a mess over here. It's still under the 200. So that's what concerns me. Say it's right there with all this resistance weekly. But if you can get a put spread under Wednesday's low, then I like it as a put spread. So I'll put it on the list. I'll check it out within the first 30 minutes. All right, I did all that. Let's go up this way. Clorox, topping pattern, short watch. Airbnb put spread idea. I sent that to Telegram. So now it's ripping more. We need a pullback. Dropbox. It's been trading wacky, but I love the weekly breakout of the bottoming pattern. So I'll keep that on the list. Sierra November. It's a churner, I call it. All right. Trex gapping down. So KRC alarm. Sloppy buy setup. I mentioned yesterday, this is like, called the second go around. All right, Delta Victor, early alarm. We have long puts on this. That's the only other alarm that went off. Tick 900, VIX coming in, yields up. AD line 1150. So very bullish at the open here. TMOS, let's set a new alarm. TMOS is back to almost break even. That's a good sign. Victor. Yeah, we're already starting to come in here. Big old void on the 5 and 15. So not in a rush, like I said, to do anything. Manage opens. Roku. Yeah, yeah. That if you can get a controlled pullback, I like. This could, Greg, this could be our core long entry. Had this on my list, waiting for an entry.
Go ahead.
Look at the monthly. All right. I'm gonna say buy half over the high or pull back to 76. Yeah, so we just got to look at the chart, Stephen, and the spreads, and then make a new decision. Oh, bucks. Yeah, see, Alex, I'd much rather add on a pullback because then if the over 26, it's going to be a climb up. All right, Qualcomm. Let's look at a push spread now. GXCM, we're short, and that's up alarm. All right, Qualcomm, I would do 0 DTE 167. 7 cents by 20. Going out to next week, we could do 165. 160 is 83 cents. That looks great. Let's try to get 80 cents. And I did not get filled at 80. My order's out there. I'll I'll start scaling in, taking multiple lots. The no alarm again, Alex. Man, these are really juicy. I had to take a double take to see it from. I don't know, I just tried to sell some 160s naked, and the jerk didn't take my order. He's saying it conflicted with my other order. Idiots. All right, so I sold some 162 and a halves naked also. All right, cores up alarm. Alex, is this the company that makes Coors beer? Or really? All right, Alex, your Vano alarm if it closes like this. Humana alarm, WDC. All right, I finally got filled on that. Yeah, WDC over the high, or watch a pullback. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna be very busy here this morning. All right, DXCM is an up alarm. We're short this. Delta Victor, we're short also, but at least it's coming in. That's a good sign. D Dog. Yeah, let me check put spread. Oh, there's Sammy Boy. ILNQ. I'm not crazy about that. Our Aflac stopped us out yesterday. I see that thing rallying. This could be a perfect entry. I'm just not sure of the target for directional, but put spread, I love it. 114s. Here's where I say let there be juice. 56 by 103. That is a 100% spread. Idiots. No, but I saw him on a milk box carton one time. That's the closest I've seen him. Well, because like I said, I saw his picture on the milk carton, and I also saw him on his website picture when he was modeling as a dancer. He was wearing those little boy clothes. EJRI. Now, see, that one to me has a better void than D Dog. So this I like. This would be an ideal 30-minute high. Let's do half over the high and half over 30-minute high. And then obviously also check put spreads. EJRI. I'm way behind here. So just like Mondays, one by one, I'll get to them. BHC. Yeah. Say I want to check my weekly for my target now. Now, this is resistance, but because of this overall bottoming pattern, yes, but still, that's a 5% move if it gets there, but then I think it has room to go higher. So I like that. Let's buy the high, stop week's low. Yeah, Greg, 1 second. I see you typing to me. I'm just a little slammed here today.
I'm telling him, I don't know. In social media here, PayPal is fine. Square is fine. I mean, they're in some resistance. They back off here. Things gap up. No damage to the daily time frame. So,
Oh. It's kind of top of the range. Put spread would be okay. Yeah, show YouTube. Greg already answered, but he's saying PayPal and Square didn't hold up. Yeah, because well, there's no pattern there, Joe. These other things that are on our interest list, I think, are superior patterns.
CrowdStrike looks pretty good if it can hold up here after the gap.
Yeah, yeah. Let's buy the high. Stop Wednesday's low or week low. Yeah, that was on our list yesterday. Remember? And there was no premium, so I'm not going to even. All right. Bravo Romeo. More of a put spread to me. Look at all the garbage to the left, but it's coming out of a base, so I like it as a put spread. Or Sam, are you talking about bro? Regardless, then this would be one that we found by accident. The puts are 40 cents by 480, so that's a big old negatory. Bro, I would love it for Monday if it closes like this. I don't feel like rushing into that pattern, but I like the way it's setting up with bullish price action. Now, Stephen, you mentioned pizza not getting filled. You should be filled now. Let's see what I posted. 50.45 for 67. 50. Yeah, it's 87 now. So what's 85? All right, I'm going to try 85. All right, I sent it at midpoint, didn't get filled. So I'm out there at 85. HCC. Not bad, not bad. I mean, I'd prefer a better turn, but not bad. And it's coal. That's a good sector. I'll put on the list, maybe 30-minute high. All right, is somebody helping me on these? What spreads are they getting filled? So this one was 98.94 for next week. 98.94, midpoint is 50. So no, that's not filled. Intel. Intel 21 and a half, 19 and a half. Nope. Nope, 16 cents. I went at 25, so that's not filled. Reddit. Actually looks like a directional day trade, 30-minute high now. So I see that that one did pull back. So that one might have been filled, but I don't know for sure. I need my man Don to tell me if it did. So the 65.60. No, there's no way we got filled on that. No way. I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm filled on Qualcomm. Oh, wait, no, I did. Yeah, Qualcomm. Yeah, I'm in Qualcomm. Yeah, I did. I did one spread and one naked. But yeah, Reddit here looks good. Remember, this was the Reddit boys. Heroin. Yeah, we have a call spin. Dollar Tree. Well, it's a boom on the 5. It's surely not a boom on the daily. Yeah, I guess I don't see any good patterns there other than the weekly is interesting on 5. Little buy setup following and igniting, but the daily's not in alignment. All right. Yeah, Papa Mike. Did we meet our first target? Ah, within 3 cents. 3 cents. We met first target. Our LMT, I see gap down a little. Sophie up alarm. That's been dead money for a while. Yeah, I gotta go through all opens here. Papa Mike. Sophie. Ah, nice move, Sophie. I I had an up alarm. Uh, yeah, I had an up alarm at break even. You know what? Let's kill this thing. Just because this thing went way against us. Let's up here at resistance. Just be done with it. B-win. B-win. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I think 30 minutes would be a better wait on that. All right, let me go through opens. Poet. I'm a poet. Yeah, it's kind of a bull triangle consolidation. That ain't bad. That ain't bad, Dave. If you want to take a starter position. Of course. It's a Mer, another dead money. LMT. We're still in, didn't hit the stop yet. MTZ. Ah, y'all didn't tell me about MTZ going on. 127.36. Greg, any zero DTEers yet?
You want me to give you something on spiders? Is that what you want?
On anything. It's Friday, so equities
Uh,
in play.
well, I mean, it's always going to be the usual suspects, the Magnificent Seven, but there might be that kind of juice. Most things aren't going to.
Want to check Meta?
Like I looked at Tesla at 240, nothing there. Meta probably would be a call spread if you get far enough away. Since it's going up, that's where the juice would be.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm fine with, if it makes sense.
So the most you can go is 590, and that's too tight. Because after 595, the premiums collapse. Yeah, sure. Nope, nothing on Google.
All right, cream cancel. MU. Let's wait for pullback into gap for a long. Wow, that looks like some news. That's a big old bar. They are Sears here. It's still pending. It's even better now under the lows. All right, so WDC entry is over 67.90 now. Yep, you can kind of feel traders' emotions, those hanging, now selling, picking up because couldn't go. Another Quattro.
Looks like, I don't know, we'll get a gap fill here, but it really should not.
I know.
It should stop there, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, could be, or that one.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I told Sammy Boy the other day, that I wanted it to chop around a few more bars. MTZ stopping out. It's fine. Take the money. All right, we got filled on a half lot at 76 pullback. There's our Roku, guess one by one. That looks good. Awesome.